A total surprise ruling from the Supreme Court today when it comes to a controversial case about voting rights, and surprise, the High Court ruled in favor of black voters, said the state of Alabama drew a bullshit electoral map, and keeps intact a key aspect of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. No one thought any of that would happen. Now, I've told you about this case several times in the past. It's a case out of Alabama that says Alabama lawmakers redrew a congressional district map after the 2020 census that included only one majority black district, even though black Alabamians make up over a quarter of the state's population. Now, according to our founding fathers, we all know representation should be based on population and should be proportional. On top of that, Section 2 of the 1965 Voting Rights Act bans state and local governments from limiting voting rights on the basis of race. That means state and local governments are not allowed to draw new congressional maps that could dilute the vote by either intentionally splitting up communities of color amongst several districts or lumping them all together into one district. Because of this new map, black voters and advocacy groups sued the state of Alabama, alleging race-based gerrymandering, and said the new map diluted black political power. Well, today, the Supreme Court agreed with a lower district court and said, yeah, that's exactly what Alabama lawmakers did. Now they will be forced to redraw that map in time for the 2024 election that could, in theory, give black voters in Alabama an additional congressional district. There are three huge things that are surprising about today's ruling. One, the Supreme Court actually handed down a preliminary ruling back in February of 2022 in this case that allowed this gerrymandered map in Alabama to stay in place for the 2022 midterm elections. And then today ruled, just kidding, that map is bullshit. Two, conservative justices John Roberts and Brett Kavanaugh joined the three liberal justices in the majority opinion, even though during the oral arguments, all the conservative justices seemed to be really critical of the Voting Rights Act. And three, Chief Justice John Roberts was the one who wrote this opinion. He has been instrumental in the past in striking down other parts of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Now, there's another similar case involving voting rights the justices heard during this term. It's a case you are well aware of. It's called Moore versus Harper. They have not yet ruled on that case.